Right, so construct a 5-point D, do it yourself on the writing style. So, you know, basically the question is, if you were to write in the style of either Rankin or Charles, what would the five basic transgressive rhetorical strategies be, and what are the attendant effects of each maneuver? Okay, so what are some, five basic moves that you can isolate that they're doing, things that they're doing differently, right? And then also try to, just briefly state like, and if you do this move, this is what you get out of the move. This is the effect. Okay. And then, after you do that, then you can move on to sketch two. Okay. Uh, so, looking at some of, I give you some vocabulary down here, right? So these are rhetorical tropes or rhetorical language, uh, things you might find useful in sort of talking about when you do your analysis, okay? Metaphor, metonymy, aphorism, syntax, orthography, semiotics, synecdoche, irony. Okay, so those are the just some of the basic sort of rhetorical figures or tropes that writers will use in order to create some type of, distance from a standard sort of neutral type communicative form. Okay. Um, so there's other things you could think about. I think you know you could think about grammar, right? So you could sort of look, what's the definition of grammar? How does grammar work? And then see how um, the authors are working with that. Metaphor is a key one here, right? This idea of working with images, right? Juxtapose, juxtaposition of images. Um, Another type of sort of thing you want to work with is the idea of dissonance, cognitive dissonance, a type of cultural dissonance, right? Something that's sort of the authors are operating away or writing in a way where they're sort of short circuiting, sort of expectations. So they're not working in a consonant way, but they're working in more of a, a dissonant way. So they're operating outside the norm or the standards, right? And so they're and when we read and when we write, oftentimes we are operating with sort of confirmations, consonances, and expectations. So if you write against that, you're writing in a dissonant fashion.